Now to the southern border, where nearly 20,000 pounds of fentanyl has been seized at legal points of entry this year alone. That number is fueling an already dire opioid epidemic in this country. Customs and Border Protection found nearly 90,000 fentanyl pills hidden in a shipment of porcelain sinks at a border crossing in San Diego. It's estimated the seizure was worth more than $2.5 million on the street. A 45-year-old Mexican national was attempting to smuggle it all in. He had a valid border crossing card and was driving a white van. This is just one example of how drug mules are being used by cartels at the southern border. And cartels aren't relying on migrants or trying to smuggle drugs between ports of entry. They're using people who are desperate and feel they have nowhere else to turn to make money to cross at legal ports of entry. NewsNation correspondent Allie Bradley joins us live with more. Allie, what have you learned?
Yeah, hi, Elizabeth. Well, according to Texas DPS, a cartel is breaching our southern border each and every day. And one of the ways they're doing it is by wrangling these individuals who are vulnerable, who maybe have a debt to pay or are hard up and looking for a quick buck here. But the individuals, these easy targets, aren't necessarily who you might think they are. A young man with a debt to pay, a mom addicted to drugs, maybe living in Montana or another state in middle America. These are the people becoming drug mules for cartels at the southern border, and they're doing it without a middleman.
And now what they end up doing is they drive themselves down to the border, drive across the border, meet up with a cartel member of some kind. They obtain 5, 10, 15 pounds of not only meth, but also fentanyl, maybe some cocaine, polydrug, and then they smuggle that back across the border.
The recruited mules or smugglers generally don't have criminal records, and immigration authorities say nearly all of the fentanyl being smuggled into the country is done by people who are legally authorized to cross the border, the majority being U.S. citizens.
They're not really flagged at the border. Nothing unusual pops up, so it's easy for them to get across just because of the volume of people that are crossing already.
These days, it's not easy to target or track those who smuggle drugs across. There isn't really a stereotypical smuggler anymore, and that's exactly how the cartels like it.
I've seen a 70-year-old man with a cane. I've seen a 20-year-old girl in her car. So it's difficult to actually say, there's one type. It's going to be whoever is most likely to be successful that day.
Customs and Border Patrol statistics show 89% of the fentanyl being seized is happening at the ports of entry, where the resources are in place, officers, canines, and x-ray machines. But that technology isn't always enough.
You don't open up a car and immediately smell fentanyl pills like you do with a bale of marijuana. It is more concealable in a lot of ways.
But is it more dangerous for everyone involved?
I would say yes. Yes.
More dangerous and also easier because of the type of drug being smuggled across. According to the DEA, just a small amount, only 2 milligrams ingested of fentanyl alone can be deadly, and those pills can be transported easily in a baggie versus a brick of cocaine or a bundle of marijuana.
The Mexican drug cartels are able to not only mass produce drugs at a historic level than ever before now, especially with fentanyl, but they're well aware that they're going to have some of the drugs seized at some point.
So how are the drugs getting through? We know Americans aren't dying off of interdicted drugs, Elizabeth. So here's the deal. Only 2% of passenger vehicles, that's only about 780,000 cars, are actually able to be screened. And only 17% of those cargo vehicles are being screened right now. So the Biden administration has earmarked $300 million specifically for additional x-ray machines to be at these ports of entry to allow for additional seizures and more inspections on those vehicles, Elizabeth.
Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.